Hi guys, welcome back. This is Maths 3000. Today I'm going to show you how to compare two box plots. So let's have a look at the example here. So we've got to compare the ages of males and females in these two box plots. So the main value with your box plot is the median, and the median is the line in the centre of the rectangle. Okay. And as you can see, the median for the females is larger than the median for the males. So it's 25 for the females and 17 for the males. So we just need to write that in a sentence. So we can say the median age for the females is larger than the males. And then the other thing to compare with the box plots is the interquartile range. So the interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. But when you've got a box plot, you don't really need to work it out, because you can see the interquartile range by just looking at the length of the rectangle. So you can see the length of the rectangle in the middle is longer for the females than the males. So we don't really need to calculate this answer. So we just need to say that the interquartile range of the ages for the females is larger than the males. So that is all you need to do. So you just need to compare the median and the interquartile range. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.
To Moo Math and Science. In this video, I'd like to talk about comparing different box plots, or as some people call them, box and whisker plots. First, let's take a look and refresh our memory on a box and whisker plot. First, we know that it is divided into 25%. So this is the lower 25%, and then this is 25%, 25%, and 25%. Secondly, we have the low extreme here, the high there, the median of the entire data information, data points here. This is your lower quartile, which is the median of this lower data set. And this is your upper quartile, which is the median of the upper data set. Okay? Whenever you compare two box plots, they need to be within the same scale. And if you'll notice this, both of these are height in centimeters, and they basically, they're within the same scale. Okay? So now, let's look at a couple questions that you may get whenever you compare these. Remember that the nice thing about a plot is that it gives you a visual representation of the data, and so you can quickly answer items. Okay? First up, it says, and I'm sorry we can't see both plots, so I'll have to move it back and forth. It says, which gender has the smallest student? That's the wrong word, has the smallest student. Well, if I look at these, I know the two extremes, the smallest is going to be on the lower extreme. So the females is 140, and the males is 138. So the males are going to have the smallest, meaning in height, student. Okay? Up next, what gender has the greatest variety of height? Well, whenever you hear variety, that means which one is going to have the greatest range. And so let's calculate the range of these. We have, for the girls, we have 175 minus 140. So the range is 175 minus 140, which is 5, which is 35. And the boys is 185 minus 138. And that's going to be, and that will be 1 that will be 185 minus 138 is 47. And so their range is 47. So that means the boys has the greatest variety. So the males will have the greatest variety. In other words, they have the students that if you put them in the line, they're going to have the smallest and then the tallest, just the most variety. What gender had the greatest median of student height? Okay, so in other words, which one, if you took the average, had a higher height? And if you look at these, we know that this is the median, and we know that the females have the greatest, the largest median. Okay, so I'm answering these down here. And finally, which gender had the tallest student? So again, we look at the extremes, and the females 175, the male is 185, so that's going to be males. Okay, so those would be a couple things you can look at when you compare different box plots. You can look at the median, you can look at the extreme, and if they ask for variety, it's going to be the range. And there's several more questions you could look at. Thanks for watching, and Moo Moo Math and Science uploads a new math and science video every day. Please subscribe and share.